What's up, guys? Dusty Shaw Fitness here to share some tragic news. Tragic, but not surprising at all. If this shooting of Charlie Kirk, this coordinated assassination of Charlie Kirk, as horrific as it was, one of the nicest people you have ever seen, whether you agree with them or disagree with them partially or entirely, makes no difference. All right. I agree with him on many things because he's just a good family man. All right. Who has championed and done more for free debate and speech than anybody in our lifetimes. And he is the most polite and nice, factually based, outside of Israel. I mean, that's the only major disagreement I have with him, which is what we're going to get into, is he received very large money from Israel, like many of these Zionist right-wingers. And so when Israel, it's become apparent, all of us in the know-how know that Israel has always acted like this, committing genocide against the Palestinians, controlling our media, systematically destroying the fabric of our society and our country, just like they've done in every country they've ever been to. This is why they've been kicked out of every country they've ever been to, with the exception of the U.S. And hopefully that time is coming. Important to make this distinction between Zionist Jews and other Jews, because there is a very large, for the first time ever, there's always been Jews, descendants, that have spoke out against Zionism and how evil it is. But right now, I would say you have almost got, approaching half the percentage of Jewish people that are speaking out just as loud as the rest of us about how horrible the Zionist Jews are in Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu and all them. But Charlie Kirk, the greatest debater we have seen in our lifetime, who went and tried to reason with people who cannot be reasoned with. These people on the left, there's no amount of prayer. This is why Charlie Kirk died. He was too nice and naive, all right? He was multiple people close to him, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. Once again, Alex Jones predicted Charlie Kirk would be assassinated. Not only did he predict that he was going to get assassinated, but he also predicted that soon as he was assassinated, that you would begin to start seeing not only the left, which they're doing, celebrating a man being one of the nicest men ever, who has done more for debate and trying to be a moderate and unite both sides, assassinated right in front of his wife and two little children. His two little children ran up to him to hug him out of the fear of the gunshots and the noise, just to latch onto a dad who just had his brains blown out. And you see all these left-wing liberals immediately jumping up and celebrating. And now it's all over the liberal media. Mainstream media, all the liberals just celebrating it. They've been caught on video. They're making public posts. They're not hiding it anymore. They're letting you know their true feelings, that anybody with a brain has known they've been feeling this way for a long time. All right, and that was Charlie Kirk's downfall, as he said to all the people that told him, look, man, we're really concerned about you. You need to beef up your security. And he said, nope, I just believe in the power of prayer, and the power of prayer will protect me. All right. And I do believe that there is power in some prayer, but I'm sorry, that's not enough. There's no amount of praying, there's no amount of debating or conversing with these sick, just satanic, everyone's on a spectrum of good and evil, but I see no good in the Democratic Party and left-wing society today. The way they are, and we're not talking about a fringe in, we're talking about an overwhelming majority of these people are celebrating one of the nicest men ever, a moderate, not even a right-wing extremist, a moderate, having his brains blown out right in front of his family and children. There's no amount of prayer and no amount of civil discourse that will ever change these people. They are too far gone, sick in the mind, and we need to understand that we are at war. And this is not me promoting it. They have promoted this, and they are pushing further and further and getting more and more emboldened. What do you think's going to happen when Christian conservatives like Charlie Kirk are so weak? And I hate to say something bad about him. We've all have strengths and weaknesses. I feel horrible for him and his family. He was a great guy, all right? And I would have laid my life down to try to protect him in front of his kids if I was there, all right? So don't mistake what I'm saying, but I'm just saying this was his weakness, is that he thought prayer was enough. He thought that he could talk some sense into these people. There is no sense talking to these people. This is done. We are on the verge of civil war. This is not me advocating for one, all right? I don't want to see that happen, but that's where we're headed. This could erupt at any time. We are seeing just days before some black savage thug, and it don't matter that he was black, because it would have been even more likely if it had been a white Antifa liberal, says, I'm going to get this white girl, says it twice on camera, and then stabs an innocent white girl scared to death for her life while everyone on that bus stood there and watched. We are at war. Trump had 3 major assassination attempts on his life. One of them, the bullet pierced his ear, almost took his life. A lot of similarities here. A lot of similarities here. Now, this is the thing I really want to touch on. Did you hear about the plane that left right after the shooting and cut its radar off, made a short trip to get whoever did this out of there, most likely, turned around and came back? It is illegal to have your radar off. And who was the plane and the flyer connected to? Israel, a Jewish agency. Charlie Kirk, the one thing that the right was coming against him for, and he was starting to lose, is because of all his donors from Israel, and he wouldn't speak about the horrible atrocities Israel is committing against the Palestinians and the way they control and are systematically destroying our country. These people, Israel, contributed. They knew 9/11 was going to happen, and we have video of proof of Jews, Zionist Jews that flew from Israel over here. That's on video proof. A woman in New Jersey filmed them setting up with lawn chairs and binoculars, watching 9/11 set up before it happened, watched it happen. As soon as it happened, they all get up and start doing one of their Yiddish Jewish dances. All right? That's just one example. All right? The USS Liberty. The word all you heard about was Pearl Harbor in school, but you never heard about the U.S. Liberty, which was much worse. Hundreds and hundreds of U.S. naval men were killed, and even more, and higher in the hundreds number, were injured, close to death. They tried to kill all of them off, and our government hid it. Israel also played a hand in having JFK assassinated. All right, so they've assassinated one of our presidents right before he was about to expose them. They had contributed to 9/11, knew and did not warn us. They wanted it to happen. Benjamin Netanyahu has said on multiple occasions, you can Google it, you can listen to the audio and see written transcripts, tons of times where he has said that 9/11 was a great thing. It was a great thing for Israel. All they do is exploit our country. We send more money to Israel, billions of dollars a year, than we do our own people. That is the biggest enemy of the U.S., the Western world, and everyone in this world. Again, this is why Zionists have been kicked out of every country. And now it's looking like they had Charlie Kirk assassinated. Charlie Kirk told Tucker Carlson and many others that he was very concerned. He got so much flack for not, being honest and speaking out against Israel because he was scared that they were going to kill him. But he finally decided to speak up for the truth just in these last couple months. And guess what happens? He finally starts talking, and he was very careful about how he did it. Just started asking some basic questions. Why are y'all shooting so many babies and women in the head and celebrating afterward? Tells multiple people, Donald Trump Jr. too, that he was afraid Israel was going to have him killed. And then he gets assassinated, and there is a Jewish agency's plane that takes its radar off. And yeah, so several things to conclude here. One, we are at war with the left. Two, and there's nothing we can do. There's no praying. There's no talking for them. Prayer didn't work for Charlie Kirk. All right, not because prayer don't work, but because you cannot pray for people who have no soul and just no value for human life. Why is it that it is conservative after conservative, white person after white person who is being systematically executed in our streets, and the media will either not cover it at all or celebrate it? And then at the same time, they will spin it, and like Alex Jones predicted, you'll know when they're getting ready to try to kick off the Civil War, when they start killing right-wingers, and then the media spins it. And all the media's been talking about, besides the celebration of Charlie Kirk being assassinated in front of his family, is how, oh gosh, trans people are at danger and black colleges are having to shut down because we're worried that right-wingers might hurt black people. I'm sorry, there's no right-wingers hurting anybody. It's every time it is some left-winger or someone connected to Israeli intelligence like Mossad that is having white people and conservatives killed. And the media spins it, and this is it. This is the final straw. This has to be a turning point. There is no more talking to them. If you have anyone on the left on your friends list, this ain't a childish thing of, oh, get off my friends list because we disagree. No, get off my friends list, block them because they are the enemy and they cannot be trusted. All right, they cannot see where you are. They will try to have you killed. This has been going on, and it is just going to increase because guess what happened? When Leone Mangiolini had the CEO of the insurance company killed, the entire left of our society celebrated this man for what he did. When George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose, the media spins it and says that a white cop killed him because he was black, even though there's tons of pictures that he was good friends with that cop because they bounced together at the same bar. The autopsy report revealed emphatically that he died from a fentanyl overdose, not from the cop having his back of his knee on the back of the guy. He died from a fentanyl overdose. The media spins it to try to make it a race thing, like some white supremacist cop killed a black guy. And the whole country goes up in flames. Cities are burned down all over the whole country over a black drug addict being overdosed from fentanyl. But then white conservatives are systematically, and innocent white girls like the girl on the bus that was stabbed brutally because she was white on the bus. And the left either has nothing to say about it or they celebrate it. And yes, we are at war. This is not something we can avoid. This is not something we can pray away. This is not something we can try to debate them and change them. There is no changing these people's mind. All right? So I'm sick. This is who I blame. I can't blame the left because they are demented. They are either satanically or some kind of demonic dark force brainwashed or some MK Ultra CIA program because they are just so out there, insane and hateful and violent with no regard for human life. There is no talking or praying for them that is going to change this. It is time for people to wake up and understand that we are at war. And I am not encouraging violence or advocating for it. This is not what the right wants. Because here on the right, we understand violence, all right? The bulk of our demographic are tier 1 operator, special forces, and military people who know war. People that know war and know violence. I know violence. I was a professional fighter. I spent a lot of time when I was younger incarcerated in some of the most violent institutions. I know violence. People that know violence do not want it. It is not a pretty thing. All right. But the thing is, when they finally, the match that finally takes off and we erupt into civil war, which could happen at any moment, there's no question, there's no possible way the left, who don't even believe in guns, let alone know how to use them or know how to commit violence on a real technical mass scale, are going to be able to win this war or even make a dent in it. When they start this war, we've been left with no other choice, which we're right there. We know who's going to win. And even though we'll win, they won't be there, we will. The ruins it will cause to our economy and our society. But these people are so blinded by sick ideological beliefs and hate that they would rather destroy this country and burn it to the ground. So it's time to wake up. We are at war. I'm not advocating it, but it's not something we can ignore anymore. I am so sick of seeing these weak-ass white Christian males who are saying, oh, we just need to pray for them. We just need to change their minds. How did that turn out for Charlie Kirk? You couldn't have found a more nicer, polite person who went to every college, the most enemy territories, and was the politest guy ever and just gave everyone a chance to talk. He took so much hate, always responded in kindness, and they killed him. Just like they tried to kill our President Trump. We are at war, and it is time to call the enemies out for who the real enemies are, and that is the left of this country and the Zionists from Israel, and the Zionists that are here. So, thank you for listening to my rant. I had to take a few days to make sure I was cautious about how I spoke in this video, because I can't even legally say what I want to go do. I'm not going to go do it. But when it shows up at my door, you best believe I'm going to take care of my family. I'm not going to be hiding in a closet just relying on prayer. No, I'm going to take care of my family and my people at all costs. So you go ahead and bring it, left. You have no idea what you've started and what you're asking for, but you're not going to win this. So anyway, guys, please wake up. See who the real enemy is. Quit falling for the psyops. Just like they tried to lie and say it was George Harvey Oswald that killed JFK when we know it wasn't. It was Israel. Just like when Trump's assassination attempt had multiple shooters, just like JFK's. And this kid who was in a BlackRock commercial was immediately killed, cremated, and all social media scrubbed, and had been on a BlackRock commercial. All right. And now this guy looks like he got on an Israeli Jewish agency connected plane with the radar taken off. Come on, guys. Don't buy the official narrative. And once again, just like Alex Jones predicted 9/11 and so many other things, he predicted this. Because guess what I started seeing immediately after the Charlie Kirk assassination? Other than the celebrations of Charlie Kirk, there was the only other talk was about how, oh gosh, we got to protect the black colleges. Oh, really? White people are getting slaughtered, but you're worried about white nationalists attacking black churches when that doesn't happen. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe as always, and please comment below and let me know your thoughts.